as we can see, both of these players, huge win rate.
Yeah, but take a look at the difference in the number of games played, 148 versus 44. But Finn has gone to the World Championships on the back of Pendulum, and here he is again with Pendulum.
Yep. Let's begin the game. Let's see these guys duke it out for this championship. Nice handshake there. And Finn won the die roll. However, his opening hand is no less than atrocious. It's 3 Ash Blossoms, Pot of Desires, and Harmonizing.
And it doesn't get better because Pot of Desires gets ashed.
Yeah, so Thomas starting with similar...
Oh, he passes. So Thomas was terrified of actually being forced to go second. Yeah, well, he's not resolving...
Yeah, so that actually ends Thomas's turn.
No,
well,
it doesn't.
Yeah, he can summon Liebig, and then...
He's got Phoenix Rhino Warrior, and then Dante.
Oh, he must have drawn the Phoenix Rhino, so yeah, assuming...
And then he can also use Sacrifice Light in the graveyard as well.
Yeah, so, yeah, he has got a little bit to do here, but not an optimal start.
Thomas is going to get one of his favourite setups off of this, right? There's the graph!
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, that actually improves things quite a bit.
Yeah, that gets him much up to his Beatrice.
It's interesting that before this game, these guys said that they believe that the die roll is going to decide it, when in reality, Finn got to go first here, and...
Yeah, dropping that opening hand of just to 3 Ash Blossoms and Pot of Desires, which just got immediately Ash from Tom's 2 Ash opening. That's harsh. You can see
Finn is pretty upset right now.
Yeah. But hey, it happens. Sometimes bricks are drawn.
Yeah, it's got to happen at some point.
I had Finn favored, especially he won the dice roll, so it should have made it should have made for an excellent setup for him. But now we're going to see Tom going for his preferred setup of Beatrice, which can then get him his Fairy Tale Snow.
Yeah, Tom's starting with
defense
what he wants.
No, he makes his attacks and then he makes Beatrice in defense mode, make phase 2. And Finn reveals his hand and picks up his cards. Tom's laughing.
Yeah.
Actually, right before this, they were arguing over who gets to sit in the left seat because they're both convinced it was lucky.
Yeah, well...
And now Finn just finds out that seat is very unlucky.
Yeah.
Oh dear, so Finn unfortunately taking a swift loss there to his own deck just not showing up, and Tom immediately coming in, and I just saw him putting down the Winged Dragon Raw Sphere mode for consideration. That was rough.
Yeah, that was pretty savage.
Sometimes that's just how it goes, and Thomas Rose's hand wasn't exactly great, but then he's just all of a sudden, oh, one card fixes the whole thing. So yeah, we'll see how the side deck is. Verdict Abyss match is probably not something you're siding for, whereas Tom might actually be considering pendulums as part of his thing. He's got the anti-spell fragrances in his deck that can work with him. He's got Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbits as well. Winged Dragon of Ra Sphere mode also useful. Vanity's Fiend, another useful card against Pendulum. Purple Poison Magician can out it, but again, it's another card that stops Pendulums from doing exactly what they want to, because no one in this tournament was really playing Solemn Strike to deal with that. So yeah, well, I imagine for future tournaments, NAWCQ, that Solemn Strikes are going to be coming straight back into side decks, maybe Unending Nightmares even being considered. Granted, I'm not sure if Unending Nightmare is great when it can get outed by Purple Poison Magician, or a lot of the magicians do other things. But
yeah,
against Pendulum, you can just literally give up as much life as you want to make sure that they don't ever assemble a reasonable scale.
Yeah.
And Draw and Lockbird and Effect Veiler have been drawn for Thomas Rose in his opening hand. Finn probably drawing something a little bit more serviceable this time.
Yeah, it's 5 Pendulum Monsters. Pendulum Monsters are good.
Thanks for the analysis, Luke. 5 Pendulum Monsters. Good.
Yeah, it's good.
He's got Supreme Dragon, Dark Worm. He did draw his Time Gazer Magician, which is not great.
Time Gazer, he's got a second Dark Worm,
the second Dark
Dragon,
Worm's a
Yankee
problem.
Magician. Yeah, they're actually not great.
That's actually not a great Pendulum hand.
Tom does have Tour Guide, Effect Veiler, Draw and Lockbird, BLS.
Yeah, so Draw and
really
Lockbird
nice.
probably coming down here. Yep. Now Finn has to consider where does he go from here. He's on a draw, and there's also Tom also has an Effect Veiler, but Finn doesn't know about that yet. He still has plays open to him though.
I don't think so. He had such a limited hand there.
Yeah, oh, he's putting the Dark Worm in the scale and the Gate 0.
Maybe he can just Pendulum summon his whole hand.
Yeah, and then
Go from there.
no, just a Time Gazer. Tributes both of them. Oh, sends them both back for Electromite. Electromite's now going to try and fix his hand, but Tom is going to Effect Veiler immediately. And that puts his Light Monster in the graveyard. And Tom gets playback now. Tom drawing for the turn. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. He starts with Tour Guide. Oh, wow, that's really good with the Blackluster Soldier in his hand and the Effect Veiler that he's already used.
Yep,
I
absolutely.
feel quite bad for Finn. Both of his hands have been really subpar in this final match after playing so well over this whole weekend.
Yeah, this really feels like it's going to be a bit of a stomp, I must say.
Yeah, sometimes luck does make the final decision, regardless of how good your deck was for the weekend. Because yeah, Tom has his setup that he wants. He also just hit a another Blackluster Soldier and a Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode that he just sent to the graveyard.
And we were just completely wrong about who we thought were favoured in the matchup.
Well, Finn was favoured. He just drew... He won the dice roll as well, so everything was sort of set up where his deck is so consistent that it should have went off. But he drew one of the very, very few unplayable hands, and his only way of making that hand go anywhere was resolving that Pot Desires, which Tom had the Ash for.
Yeah. And then in the second game, same again. Finn just didn't really have the...
Oh, hold on, that's bad. He's just shrunk the attack of Electromite, and now he's coming with Blackluster Soldier. Blackluster Soldier is 6,000. Beatrice hits as well, and Underclock Taker hits, and it's just as fast as we started, it's over, and Thomas Rose is the UK national champion.
Wow.
In less than 8 minutes, that final was decided. Wow, that's so bad for Finn. His deck did not show up for him in that game.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Let's talk a little more about it in our post-match discussion.